to meet with all of you this way. You know, a lot of us don't think of reading the Bible as recreational reading. I do. Um, and the more I read, the more mystified and fantastic and educated I seem to come. Let me, here's a good example. Last week I was reading 2 Peter, uh, chapter 3, verse 8. And it said, "Do not overlook this one fact, beloved, that with the Lord, one day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day." Wow, what does that mean? I read a little more, and I think Peter was trying to tell us that our perception of time could be different than what God's meaning of time. You know, now it makes me wonder that if one of the mistakes that we make is interpreting the Bible is that we think of everything in human time, our time. But human time and God's time aren't the same. One day is of 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is of one day. Could it be that some of the frustrations that we feel about the Lord responding to our needs and requests are nothing more than a misunderstanding of what time means? What if it took 30 years to work out a personal problem, and 30 years would seem like a long time, but to the Lord it's one day or 1 minute? Jesus said that he was going to return, but he didn't say when. Some people interpreted that he was going to come in 2 years. But 2 years in God's time, in the Lord's time, could be 2,000 years or 20,000 years. The time expressed for things in the Bible are different, can be different, than what we interpret time to be. Do not overlook this one fact, beloved, that with the Lord, one day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is as one day. Do we need to be more patient with the Lord? Do we need to be more mature? Do we need to be more understanding? You know, also, along with that time factor, I think the Lord wants us to work things out for ourselves and not depend on asking the Lord for help and expecting the help to come. My grandfather once told me, someone who falls and gets up is much stronger than someone who never falls. I think the Lord wants us to fall, wants us to fail, so that we can learn from that, and it will make us stronger. You know, most of you out there may have children, or you certainly know someone who has children. And as a parent, I know that sometimes we need to let our kids work things out for themselves. We give them guidance, of course, but we know that if they work it out for themselves, it will make them stronger and better people. And it will help them make better choices as they grow older. Folks, I love writing sermons, and I love giving them. You know, writing a sermon is a lot of hard work, but the thing I enjoy most about the process is that I have to think back through my life to find an event or an experience that best helps me tell a story. You know, if I was a 19-year-old preacher, I don't have much life experiences to go on. But at my age, I've got a lot. And it's a blessing. The biggest thing is that when I look back, I see how important the Lord's role has been in my life. He's been with me so many times and in so many ways that sometimes it's bewildering. The Lord has played an important part in my life, and it's helped me to become a better person, helping me to enjoy life. And He has bestowed many blessings on me, almost too many to count. I want you to do the same thing now, right now. Do the same thing. Think back through your life. Think of the times that you've experienced joy, immense joy, or you got a surprise gift. How about the joy of the birth of a child, your child or a friend or relative's child? How about the joy of finding a companion, someone to be with, someone to be married with? And sometimes we find someone that we don't deserve, that's better than we are. But it's a blessing, and God gives us that. How about God's hand in saving a friend from serious injury or a serious disease? The Lord is with you always. He's always there. He's guiding you and giving you blessings throughout your life. You know, there's going to be some bumps in the road. There always are. But the bumps help build character. The bumps are there to help us. Our Lord loves us. He loves us unconditionally. And He is always with us. He brought you here to be with all the people in your life, all the people who love you and care about you. His love is never ending, and it can't be diminished. You could say to the Lord, "Go away, get out of here. I don't want you anymore." But He won't go. He'll always be here for you, no matter what. He'll always be protecting you, and He'll always be guiding you. You know, most of us have experienced where we prayed for certain things and nothing happened. We prayed for help and help didn't come. I've done that. But at the same time, when I think back on my life, sometimes I've prayed for things like a job. I remember I prayed, "Oh, Lord, please help me get this job. I want it so much. It's what I've been dreaming of." Didn't happen. But then I find out later that there was a much better job waiting for me that I didn't even know about, or a much better experience waiting for me that the Lord knew, I didn't. And I just had to be patient and try to understand that the Lord is guiding me and He's going to take good care of me. Sometimes we just don't know what the Lord has in store for us. And we get frustrated when we don't get what we want. I want you to know that today, when we end this, that you know that the Lord is with you, always caring for you, always protecting you, always loving you, unconditionally. You know, a favorite of mine was Dr. Wayne Dyer. I've read all of his books, and I've listened to his tapes, and I've watched him on public TV. And one little exercise that Dr. Wayne Dyer had that I adopted that really, really is surprising good that it does for me. Dr. Dyer started out by saying that in Genesis, it says that it took the Lord 6 days to create heaven and earth and everything on it. On the seventh day, he took a rest, and he looked back at what he had created. And everything that he had created was good. Was good. Everything was good. Good and God is the same thing, just an O missing. Good and God. Everything was good. So what Dr. Dyer suggested was, when you're feeling a little stress or you want a little pickup, just say out loud, I want to feel good. When I just said it, I got a little chill. I want to feel good. Try it yourself. Try it right now. I want to feel good. Ugh. It's the same thing as saying, I want to feel God. And you're inviting God into your body. I know that when I say, I want to feel good, or I want to feel God, God comes to me. I'm inviting him to come to me. And he comes to me. And I want you to do it too. Say it out loud, wherever you are. I want to feel good. I want to feel God. He's there for you. He's there for me. You know, I love these times that we can get together. I really feel you in being present. I feel like we're all sitting together. We're so blessed. Let me just tell you a little bit. Last night I went to a family gathering, a barbecue. There was about 15 people there, from infants to almost 90 years old or 80 years old. And when nobody was watching, I looked around that patio and I couldn't help but realize that I was looking at the hand of God. So much beauty and so much spirit and so much to be grateful for. All those wonderful people were there, and they were all loving each other and loving God. And God was there for everyone. It was a wonderful time, and I just want to say, if you're listening, Lee and Olga, it was the experience of a lifetime to be with you and your family together. Another thing that happened to me last week is a good friend of mine, Mike Smith, he lives in North Carolina. Mike, I've known Mike for 48 years. And we call on birthdays and Christmas, and we visit when we can. Mike called me Friday to wish me happy birthday. Again, it was such a blessing to have a friend that I can talk with and share with. That it overwhelmed me. And I want you to know that you have a friend in God and a friend in Jesus who will be with you. And you have a friend in me. Just call. Just say, I want to feel God. And God will be with you. These are wonderful times. If you get a chance, go to the website or the YouTube channel, Your Itinerant Preacher. I'm going to try to put this video on there. I'm not real good with technical stuff, but I'm going to try to get this video on there sometime today. And I love our time together, and everyone, thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week. Thanks again. Good day.